right. Welcome in. You have found us once again, Shoot the Gap, the Rabbit Hole Fantasy Football Focus Show here to help you to be gruntled with your fantasy football team and your fantasy football decisions. I am your humble host, Ryan Amigo Baldwin. My pleasure, honored to introduce Connor. Is that Marshall? Did you time that, Connor, with the glasses? Was that a bit?
No, I'm just.
No, come on, man.
I'm just naturally that good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Man. All right. Okay. All right.
I wish I was joking with you, but I'm not.
It looked like it, dude. You're looking right at the camera. You're like, yeah.
That's because I'm trying to read the screen to make sure I'm doing the right thing, producing the show. That was purely coincidental.
Okay, that's what that was. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It just so happened.
It just so happened to work out for me.
Okay. It's now the 159th show, September 16th in this hopeful year of our Lord. And man, today we have a great show for you. We'll be going over start sit show. That's basically what this is. It's for week 2. Now, of course, we call it Shoot or Ceasefire. And so we'll be doing that. There's actually some Merry Early Christmas to get to now. And there's one Grinch. Yeah, so there's a lot to talk about. So let's go ahead and let's just jump into it right off the bat. What do you think, man?
Let's do it.
Okay, all right. Or actually, since we're here, and it's kind of close, real quick, just real quick. This is off the cuff. I just was thinking about it. Your thoughts on Thursday night? What was your thoughts on Thursday Night Football? I mean, because it was, okay, everything that you read, everything you heard was like Kirk Cousins, sit him, primetime Kirk Cousins and all this stuff, But of course you saw what you saw, 4 touchdowns,
Yeah.
over 300 yards. Yeah, so.
I mean, I was thinking about this game, and I actually sat down. I've been doing the over-unders for games. I talked to you about how I do that. Mm-hmm. And I actually took the Eagles, but I took the over on that game, and I got it right. Because the Eagles have like a half of the Georgia defense from last year on their team right now. So they're a young team. So, a team like the Patriots, they're going to be doing a little better. Kirk Cousins, he's still a veteran quarterback. All these rookies, he's going to take advantage of that. They have weapons, Justin Jefferson, Addison's already making big plays. And then Hawkinson, of course, they have ways they can slice and dice you up.
So was it the greatness of Kirk Cousins and Hawkinson and Jefferson and Addison and all the sons except for
Madison?
Exactly. Yeah, the forgotten son. Yeah, the stepson.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
There ain't no way you came from my loins.
Oh.
Yeah, but was it the greatness of those guys, or was it the fact that James Bradbury was out, that the secondary was weakened? That's exactly where you need to attack Philadelphia, because you're not going to get past that front line. It gave Ramondre Stevenson problems. Then, of course, gave Alexander Madison's problems. So you have to beat them deep. In the air, and so you don't have Bradbury there. There was another key call, but that was the one.
So the Vikings are a team that you can bet on your wide receivers getting points off of, but not your running back.
Well, yeah, because that O-line, they need to figure out that O-line for Minnesota. They're having trouble with it.
Minnesota, yeah, because Minnesota can't run the ball is what you mean.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that my first point was, I was asking you, was it the fact that Philadelphia was weakened is the reason why they did so well, or did we finally see what it's going to be?
Are the Vikings for real?
Is that what we're going to see every time?
I don't think the Vikings are for real.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think it's more because the Eagles are weakened.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Okay.
Yeah.
Flipping on to the Eagles, man. So of course, Hurts did well.
AJ Brown
and Smith. No, AJ Brown did not.
Yeah. He did not do as well as he should have. But Devontae had a big game, and DeAndre Swift. Mm-hmm. My gosh.
Yeah, who saw that coming? Yeah,
I did not. I historically was off on him, and I'm starting to regret it.
Well, it was kind of writing was on the wall with Gainwell being out, and then they were already talking. Sirianni was talking about wanting to get him more involved, so that was already kind of like the momentum was going that way. Was it going to happen? It was kind of worrisome that Rashad Penny got activated right before the game. So
he's probably going to get a try too. I mean, they're probably going to give each guy a try to see how they look.
Right. That's right. So I don't know what to say about that. It was just.
Well, I definitely think that Swift.
Is that real?
Swift did more with his than Gainwell did with his. So Swift is probably first in line.
Okay.
Until proven otherwise.
Madison, is he a drop? Is he a hold? How are you looking at him?
I did not target him in any of my leagues. I just wanted to fade him because I did not like the situation. Mm-hmm. And so far, I feel like my gut was right about that.
Okay. I'm a Madison manager in both leagues. So the way I'm approaching it is that he's a hold. He really is a hold. Ty Chandler is not really a threat. There's nobody behind him. All right. And
that's how I would handle it if I had him.
Right. And so like there's concern because people are like, oh, well, Fournette is out there and Hunt is out there, but they're out there. They're not on the team. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's not really time to really get too concerned. I wouldn't go crazy and drop them. One person I am worried about is Dallas Goedert. That's one person I'm really worried about. The first game he got 0. Then this game, then he got single digits. In this game, when they were supposed to get him more involved, he's obviously the third guy, so he's sucking hind tit, behind Brown and behind Devonta Smith.
He's last in line.
Well, see, that was the problem that I was saying about Brown and Smith. I was worried is that it's going to be a Brown game or a Smith game. They all kind of like it's hard to tell, which way it's going to be. But who's okay? So you got this going on. Who's not here? Freaking Dallas Goedert. And it's a new play caller, new offensive coordinator, new system. Is he really somebody that should have gotten high draft capital, or somebody do you believe in? If you're a Dallas Goedert manager,
yeah, I think he's still a very good football player. But in terms of fantasy, yeah, it's like you obviously don't want that situation because the problem is if you're drafting him where you're drafting him, that you're valuing him where you're supposedly valuing him, he's not that. It's like you're saying, oh, the dollar is what it was like 20 years ago. Like, okay. No.
So don't expect what you saw last year. Like, whenever he would hit, those really high number of games. I mean, like in our league, he hit like 20s,
Well,
like scoring
probably
like a wide
not consistently.
Too. Yeah. Is it even in the realm of possibility?
I mean, the Eagles' offense is kind of streaky in general in terms of everything outside of Hurts. He's just really consistently good.
I had some concerns about him again. Yeah.
It's a really good offense, so you want pieces of the pie, but it's frustrating, so you don't want to overvalue them.
He seems tentative, man. One of his biggest assets, the reason why you drafted him so high was because of his legs. He doesn't seem to be, he seems to be run different. So I'm thinking that's not him.
Well, he got 2 touchdowns rushing.
Right, but like what I'm saying as far as the other yards, whatever, he's not fighting for the yards still. He's still going down early.
Yeah.
Which is it's interesting.
Interesting. I think I actually have a pretty nuanced opinion about that. I feel like you're of the school of thought that that's bad for fantasy, right?
Well, it's not what you're hoping for. That's where I'm at.
I am hoping for that. And let me tell you why.
Okay, what's that?
Longevity, because he had to sit out the championship game last year because he was injured.
Okay.
So if he's not injured, he can actually play in my fantasy game that's the most important. And that's the whole reason why I drafted him, is to get there.
Okay, so you think that he can get you to where you're hoping for without using his legs as much as he did last year?
Yeah, I mean, he got like 64 points in our league, which translates to like roughly 28 points in a normal scoring league.
Okay.
Roughly. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. He threw 2 passing touchdowns.
Okay. So, what I'm telling you is that it's okay. Mm-hmm. You're telling me that if that even though he's doing that, he's not fighting for those extra yards.
It's okay. It's good because that's longevity. That's the difference between him and Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson always gets injured because he always fights for the yards.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to some Merry Early Christmas. All right. So this is where I've always found that it's easier to hear bad news in a nice way. So I'm going to say Merry Early Christmas to a player's manager, and then Connor will say why. Then we'll get into it. And these are easy, man. You should be able to get these.
Okay.
Okay. I promise. All right. Merry Early Christmas, Elijah Moore.
Amari Cooper is injured?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
This morning, a report came out that Cleveland wide receiver Amari Cooper aggravated a groin injury in today's practice, Saturday's practice, and he's questionable for Monday Night Football. Yeah, head coach Kevin Stefanski didn't give much in the way of information, and all he said was, well, quote unquote, we will see how it goes over the next 48 hours. It just happened. Don't have enough information to make a determination. Yeah, prior to Saturday's practice, Cooper had been fine, been practicing all week long. He's a star wideout, okay, one of the featured members of the Browns passing attack, so what do you think, man?
Yeah, that's the reason I was off on him, man. Once again, I think my gut was right about fading him.
Yeah, okay. Well, Elijah Moore, he garnered 24% of the air yards, ran 80% of the routes, and was second on the team in first read targets to Amari Cooper's 22.7%. Yeah, so is this going to be a big game? Gift going to Elijah Moore?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So you think it's going to be a breakout start?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a breakout for him, and then, fuck it, Njoku too.
Njoku?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Cooper's more of a down the field kind of guy, Is that Donovan Peoples-Jones?
I don't think so. I think Njoku and Moore are still going to be the two top guys because Watson has his guy. Yeah, he likes to air it out kind of, but he also likes to have guys he trusts. I think those are his boys.
Yeah, there you go. That's solid. So
yeah.
So that just came out this morning. Yeah, so that's not good. Because even if Cooper plays, he's going to be limited because groin injuries are notoriously nagging.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Merry early Christmas, Joshua Kelly managers.
Eckler.
Yep. He was ruled out. Ruled out. Yes, for Sunday's game. Yeah, so it's already been confirmed. All right, went doubtful, but now he's out. Joshua Kelly. He's in line to lead the Chargers backfield this weekend. What do you think, man? It's Elijah Dotson and Isaiah Spiller is his only competition.
I think if you picked up Kelly, you're looking really smart right now.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so now you're not concerned at all about who their opponent is.
Who are they playing?
They're playing against the Titans.
The Titans? No, not really.
Okay, you saw what the Titans did to Williams yesterday, last week. What he did to that running game for the Saints. That's not a weak running offense.
I think the Chargers have a better offense than the Saints.
Okay. All right. So, but
I think they have more weapons in terms of wideouts, and I think they're gonna spread the Titans firm. I mean, the Titans, they can probably hold up in the first or second quarter, but I think the Chargers will tire them out more than the Saints were able to.
Okay, all right, or at least might help them. No, I was gonna say help them play honest, but dude, you saw Shaheed. He did incredible. Olave did great. Thomas did well. So
yeah,
I
think the Chargers will have a good game.
Right. So now that there's not going to be Eckler, and you have a stout Titans defense or at least it seems to, because they were stout last year. Last week they didn't do anything to damage that reputation. So it seems.
You know what? You're right. Yeah, I think the Chargers are overrated. I think you're right. I think the Titans are going to actually.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that's not what I'm trying to say. That's not what my point is. My point is that they're probably going to pass more.
Yeah.
All right. And so, even though Joshua Kelly's going to be the starter and you look good, I don't know if he's going to be really used that much. It might be like Madison.
I think you can put him in the flex, but I don't think he's a running back too.
No. It's not like you got a league winner here. That's my point. Okay, maybe against a different defense.
But hold on for now though. Don't just be dropping him.
Oh no. You're going to use him, but I'm just trying to temper expectations, right? Because the whole thing is everybody's excited about it, but it's against the Titans, so he's going to be matchup dependent. He's going to be like Alexander Madison. That's basically what he is.
Good comp.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a good. That I guess is more of a present for Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Justin Herbert managers, I guess.
Good point.
Moving on, this one's really easy. Merry early Christmas, A.J. Dillon.
Oh yeah, Aaron Jones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Green Bay Packers running back Aaron Jones missed another practice on Friday. Listed as questionable. All right, so the fact that he hadn't practiced all week, that's usually not a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
is that it?
So what I would say is he's probably not going to play.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but AJ Dillon didn't look like the strong guy like he was. So, temper your expectations.
I can't wait for the Packers to fail.
You can't root for the Packers to what?
I can't wait for the Packers to fail.
Oh, I see. I got you. Man, I'm okay. The way that I'm looking at it, all right, is they're playing against Atlanta. Okay, Atlanta is going. They're actually a solid defense. So, but when you watched and you saw Aaron Jones run, he was explosive. Where AJ Dillon he didn't have that. I don't know what it is. I know he got injured last year. Maybe it took something from him. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. But AJ Dillon is, again, like Alexander Madison.
AJ Dillon is AJ Chillin, and that's not good.
So maybe again, the gift goes to Romeo Dobbs managers mainly, and Jordan Love managers maybe, because maybe they'll be throwing more. We'll see.
Refuse to acknowledge Jordan Love in any positive light until further notice.
Okay, that's you now.
I'm digging my heels in, man.
Okay, I know. I'm not. Yeah, moving on. Merry Early Christmas. I think this is the last one. Merry Early Christmas, Michael Gallup managers.
Brandon Cooks.
Dallas wide receiver Brandon Cooks missed a third straight practice on Friday. This is questionable. Now, Jalen Tolbert is the favorite to step in, okay, as the number 3 receiver, but Michael Gallup likely would play a bit more than he did last week, which he played 76% route share. That tied him with Cooks. But it was a little bit, but it was below CeeDee Lamb, who had 92%.
Mm-hmm.
So he's already was even with Cooks. All right, now if Cooks is out, good stuff for Michael Gallup.
Yeah, I think it's good stuff for him, and then Tony Pollard as well, of course.
I think it's good stuff for the New York Jets defense also.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. Is good for them.
I think so.
Yeah, I think they're going to be the main benefactors.
Yeah, because that's one.
They're probably going to cast the most patches.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. So that.
I have one for you if you're done.
Yeah.
This is a surprise.
Okay.
Merry early Christmas, Patrick Mahomes managers.
Oh.
Why?
Well, okay. Okay, Kelsey.
Yeah. You excited?
But cautious.
Nervous?
Concerned because I did a lot of research on that injury, and if he comes back too fast, that's going to be a bad thing.
Which is what it looks like he's trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. And he's a little older.
Who are they playing?
Who are they playing?
Yeah.
It's Jacksonville, I think.
So I have a really hot take that I wanted to air on the show.
Okay.
Have you heard the rumors that he's dating Taylor Swift?
No, I don't even roll in those circles, man.
Well, he's allegedly dating Taylor Swift.
That's great. She's beautiful.
I'm going to posit that this is the end of his career.
Uh-oh. Why is that?
I think he's going to get injured this year. I think she's going to suck the life out of him. No, think about it. Remember, any time an athlete would date a Kardashian, they would instantly start sucking. This is the first time in Kelsey's career he's had a high-profile relationship like this.
So you're buying the whole weaken the knees thing, huh?
He's ball. Yes, 100%. Women weaken legs. And where was his injury?
It was on the knee.
Yeah, and where's the knee?
It's in the leg.
It's in the leg.
Part of the leg. Yes. Okay. Well, I will
hashtag Mark Andrews, #1 tight end.
Okay. Hashtag I am nowhere part of this take. This is on him.
This is on me.
Okay,
so whenever it comes out and everyone's like, "Oh shit! Like this was right," they'll see my name. Nice.
Correct. You get all.
Yeah.
You get all glory for it, and you'll also get all the angry messages. Okay, for if you offend anybody. Okay, I'm off of that. That is not me. But another person that does that is a Grinch. So let's go ahead and talk about the one Grinch for this week or this past week. All right, you're a mean one, Cordero Patterson. Yeah,
he's activated.
He's the
Joker.
Why is he mean one?
Because Algier and Bijan Robinson both did really good without him there. Now he's coming to ruin their fun.
But who? Yeah, but who would he take from? He's not going to take from Bijan. They're not going to do less of Bijan.
Oh, he's going to take away from Drake London and Kyle Pitts.
No, you can't do that. You can't take nothing from nothing.
You think it's going to be Algier?
Yeah, because dude, it's a running back. Snaps have to go to somebody, right? They're not going to take Bijan off the field. So the person that was the closer, the one that was backing up Bijan, was Algier.
And but Patterson is old and kind of injury prone, so he could get injured. And
they said they want to use him like as a joker role, meaning that he's going to be all over the formation.
He's their Taysom Hill.
Right. And what did Taysom Hill do? What did Baltimore do to Kamara? To Ingram. So
no, I get you. I mean, it's gonna be kind of interesting to see what he does.
Yeah, I just don't see how you could take Bijan off the field. I just don't see them doing that. And that's the whole thing. Is like the easy take is that it affects both of them, but it's gonna have to affect somebody. And I just don't see how it would affect Bijan. He hasn't done anything to warrant that. And Tyler Algier is great, but they did draft Bijan, with a high pick, knowing that Algier just completed that awesome season. So they're not comfortable saying that he's going to be, that he was the.
I think the Falcons really do just want to run the ball down everyone's throats.
That's correct.
I think they want to have multiple. Mm-hmm. They're building like a college football team that has like multiple like running back ones.
Right. Okay. But if there's snaps that had to be taken from somebody, it's not going to be taken from Bijan. In my opinion.
No, I agree. It's probably the worst news for Algier. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. Okay. Yeah. That song cracks me up, dude. I'm sorry. All right. So let's go ahead and move on. We're going to go ahead and move on to our start, sit, or what we call shoot or ceasefire. So if you, again, we started New Year, so we decided to do it a little different. Before we went down game by game, and we talked about different games. And what we decided to do now is we're just going to go and talk about go down the line, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, defense, on the down line, and just talk about it that way. So, but first, there are a few weather concerns. Okay, so Connor, keep this in mind when we're talking about them. All right. So, Bears, Bucks, okay? There's a 40% chance of thunderstorms, okay? But 9-mile-an-hour winds, so still 40% chance of thunderstorms. And the Jaguars, Chiefs game, okay? There's a 71% of rain and 8-mile-an-hour winds. And that's the only two right there. Yeah, all the other ones are okay. Yeah, they're okay. Those are the only rain games. So remember, Jags, Chiefs, Bears, Bucks. And also remember there are 2 Monday night games. Okay.
Yeah, there's 2 Monday night games.
Yeah, it's Saints Panthers at 6:15, and then Browns Steelers at 7:15.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, so that means that they're going to overlap each other, huh?
Yeah, we're going to get to do the double screen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, we are. We got Sunday ticket. Oh, hang on. It only works on Sunday. I wonder how that's going to work. We'll find out. Okay.
We'll find out.
There you go.
I mean, I watched it on Monday on that.
Oh, you did?
On my YouTube TV.
Oh, okay. Well, no, because it was on the Sunday ticket thing or on the ESPN?
YouTube TV.
Oh, okay.
Whatever we share.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, all right. Let's move on. Let's move on to the shoot or ceasefire. All right, so let's start with the quarterbacks. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start with the ones and just for the sake of time and just they're ones that are just you don't even have to worry about them. That's Jalen Hurts. Stop me if you disagree. If these are sit and forgets. All right. Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Tua Tagovailoa. Do you have any problems with any of those?
No, keep going.
Even Lamar or Joe after their questionable starts.
Or Josh Allen, yeah.
Okay. Well, Josh, it seems silly.
My sorrow is equal.
Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, those are ones we don't really have to talk too much about. You're not really making a decision. Let me ask you. Okay. There's a let's think about people that were on drafted from the bench. In fact, whenever I go over the next ones, these are ones actually that were drafted from not in the tops. Okay, that might be on your bench.
Yeah.
So all the ones I just mentioned. Okay.
Set and forget.
Okay. Jared Goff, is he a start over any of those?
Yeah. I have him and Josh Allen, so I'm still rolling with Josh Allen. But if I had Joe, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I had Joe Burrow and I had Jared Goff, I would be starting Jared Goff right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah. What about Anthony Richardson?
Yeah.
You'd start Anthony Richardson over Joe Burrow?
I know if I had Anthony Richardson and Jared Goff, I would start Jared Goff over Anthony Richardson.
Okay.
I think, against the Texans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I would disagree on that one. Yeah.
I know you do.
Because, well, look what the Texans did to Lamar Jackson. Okay. So everybody, it was funny about that take is that everybody, all the sports people are like, attack the Texans. They were the worst. Last year they were the worst against this. Last year they were the worst against that. It's a new year, man. It's a completely new coach, completely new system, a completely new focus.
They hate us.
The Texans didn't have Anderson, like they have now. I mean, so it's a completely different group. And all we have, the real data that we have is what they did to a high-powered offense to Lamar Jackson. That's why you're not worried about Lamar Jackson, right? But no, the Texans defense did really well.
Okay, well, I would start Jared Goff over Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
I'm really happy with Jared Goff. I'm really happy I bought into the Lions hype. I have the Jared Goff, Amon-Ra, St. Brown stack in my back pocket just in case shit gets crazy.
See, you're fine. So why are you so sad? Yeah, Daniel Jones, Geno Smith, Jordan Love.
Oh, no.
You hate
none of
those
Jordan
guys.
Love.
You hate Jordan Love.
None of those guys.
Okay. Dude.
Give me, you know what? Give me Brock Purdy. Give me Kirk.
Okay.
Give me Deshaun.
Well, you can't have Kirk. Kirk's already gone. He's already been played. So, of course, you know how well he did in week 2, dummy.
No, I'm saying moving. Oh, yeah. No, you're right. Okay, I'll take Kirk out.
I'll take the guy I already know
Derek
that
Carr.
did well.
Derek Carr.
Okay.
I'll take those 3 guys over the other guys we've talked about.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't like Jordan Love is playing against Chicago. Chicago's defense is completely suspect. So I like Jordan Love. Geno Smith is one that I'm a little concerned about. They're playing against Detroit. Detroit's defense is not something to sleep on. So
at Detroit, right?
And at Detroit. And Geno Smith looked a little
wonky.
Yeah, he didn't look like he did last time. He looked like the guy that got drafted, not the guy that had that season last year. So maybe he turned into a pumpkin. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Way too early. Daniel Jones, it's a little weird, but because of what happened to him against Dallas, so you didn't really get to see anything. But I don't think it's not somebody I would trust. Justin Fields, Mac Jones.
I'm very curious about Mac Jones.
Okay. Yeah, he had a really, really good game.
I picked him up in one of our leagues.
Okay. They're playing against that Miami defense, so that's something to keep in mind. But is he somebody you shoot on against Miami?
He's playing Miami this week?
Yep.
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay. Yeah, I think that if you're going to say, how about Mac Jones or Joe Burrow?
Mac Jones.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's gonna be our line now. Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Derek Carr, or Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Finally went one way. Now what are you thinking about Justin Fields what you saw Justin Fields and that Chicago offense? If you drafted him early, are you worried?
I don't have Fields, but I invested in DJ Moore, so by proxy, I'm worried.
Okay. Well, he's on the road. Okay.
He's against the Bucs, who did pretty good against the Vikings.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you remember what I said about the weather?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's rain. Yeah,
it might be rainy. Yeah, so,
yeah.
You might want to cease fire on Justin Fields. I'd start. Of course, don't even say Connor. We start Jared Goff over some of the set and forgets. Most of the set and forgets. But Justin Fields or Geno Smith?
Oh, I think I'm still going to go Fields.
Okay.
Just because of the rushing upside.
Okay. All right. How about somebody that could be in your back pocket? Justin Fields or Derek Carr, Mac Jones, Brock Purdy. Any of those guys? Yes, no.
Gino, or are we talking about Fields? So Fields or
Fields or Purdy, Jones, Carr. Yeah.
Not Carr.
Okay.
Not him. But yes, Mac Jones. I'm taking the Mac Jones over Justin Fields because I'm taking the Dolphins hype because they let the Eagles let the Patriots score a lot of points, and the Dolphins let the Chargers score a lot of points. And
okay,
the Vikings scored a ton of points on the Eagles. So I think that there's going to be high scoring in this game. There's the potential for it, and I want to chase that because there's more upside to it. With the weather conditions with Justin Fields, I'm not feeling good about that game against the Bucs.
No, in fact, I'm telling, I feel like,
and that's the relativity, right? Is because all these teams that I'm talking about, they've played each other, kind of like Kevin Bacon, right?
No, I got you. Well, they played each other last year. I just went
no, like in week 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one thing I was thinking about while you were talking there was Justin Fields, and so what I saw Justin Fields was that he was passing more than running. Okay, so last year, at the beginning of the year, he wasn't doing well, especially the first game of the year. All right, he was passing first more than he was running, and it was in San Francisco, and it was a complete slop fest, muddy rain. Okay, Now you're gonna put pass first Justin Fields into a rainy game.
You don't think they're going to make adjustments already? Okay. You think it's going to take another bad game?
I just feel like we're seeing this again. So to me, I would be freaked out. I would ceasefire. I would go down your bench. Would you? How about this? Deshaun Watson, Anthony Richardson. Okay, any of these guys I'm going to mention. Tell me if you would shoot a ceasefire. Okay, then I'm going to come back to the list. So we're going to go through the list twice. All right, Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
Okay. Anthony Richardson.
No.
Okay. Okay. It's not yes or no. It's called shoot or ceasefire.
Ceasefire.
Okay. Russell Wilson.
God, who's he playing?
Washington. With Chase Young, he's back.
Ceasefire.
Okay. Sam Howell. Okay. At Denver.
Ceasefire.
Dak against the Jets.
Ceasefire.
Ryan Tannehill, ceasefire. Matthew Stafford versus San Francisco.
Ceasefire.
Yeah, okay. All right, so let's talk about the ones that you fired on. Okay, so Deshaun Watson, Anthony Richardson.
Yeah. I ceasefired on
Anthony Richardson. Yeah. Okay. So there's only Deshaun Watson then.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Yeah. So would you start Deshaun Watson over Justin Fields?
Yes.
Okay. CJ Stroud?
No.
Yeah. I think the rookies. There's not really a rookie to shoot
not yet.
Right now. Okay. All right. I think we got all the
QBs.
Yeah. These are the ones that we should be talking about.
All right.
Joshua Dobbs.
No.
No. Okay.
Be gone.
Yeah. Okay. What was it? Desmond Ridder. Yeah. Okay. All right. Those are ceasefires, by the way, everybody. Okay, just throwing it out there. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to running backs. Okay. The list of running backs, we're just, I think these are, I will tell you where, okay, I have a list here. Here are the ones I think that are sit and forget. Of course, McCaffrey, Chubb, Henry, Barkley, Eckler. No, not Eckler anymore. Yeah, he's not playing. And we already talked about Kelly. Kelly is a flex play. Mm-hmm. So he's not somebody. I mean, he's a playable, absolutely, but don't think you're getting an Austin or I wouldn't expect Austin Eckler mainly because of the defense.
There will not be Austin Eckler type vibes.
Mainly because of the defense. The Titans' defense is kind of stout up front.
Kind of.
Yeah, right. Bijan, I think he's a sit and forget. Pollard, sit and forget. How about Travis Etienne?
Yeah.
Against Kansas City.
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay.
In the rain game.
Fucking yeah. Okay. You don't think that's gonna be a Tank Bigsby game?
No. Okay. He already fumbled. He fucked shit up.
He does have a problem with that.
You know how James Cook is good this year? You know why I wasn't good last year? Fumble.
Yeah.
It destroys the whole atmosphere for the whole year because you're a rookie. So all those touches you get, you don't get very many touches. So they're super important.
Yeah.
So the problem is it psychs out the player more than the coaches even. Like the player, he feels guilty about it. Like because he knows he only gets so many chances. He wants to look good.
Yeah.
It's going to shatter his confidence.
Yeah, he's not going to get on the Wheatie box doing that.
No.
All right. Josh Jacobs, I think he's set and forget. All right, now the list gets a little weird. Well, I don't know. Jamar Gibbs would be sit and forget.
Hell yeah, dude. Him and Montgomery.
Yeah. Okay. And Joe Mixon.
Hell yeah. Main man.
Nobody behind him.
Joe, main man, Mixon.
All right. How about Kenneth Walker? He looks like he's the number one.
He looks like he's the guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
start him.
All that
Shoot on
stuff
him.
with Charbonnet is more or less a handcuff now.
Emo was right. The doc was right.
Yeah. Ramondre Stevenson against Miami.
He seems to be the guy.
Okay. All right. I wouldn't be too worried about it because he went up against Philadelphia's front. Yeah, and they're hard to run against. You can't run against them. So, and even though if you think that Zeke was on the field like a lot, he really wasn't. Yeah, he really wasn't that much. And plus he fumbled.
Good.
Here comes
I want him to fail.
Okay, here comes some tricky names. Here comes some tricky ones, man. Now we're getting tricky. All right, here we go. Damian Pierce against the Colts.
Yes.
Oh, okay. He's okay. James Cook against Vegas.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So and then Rashad White. Yeah, versus Chicago.
Shoot. Rain game.
Yeah. There's a lot of concern about Sean Tucker, but it's one of those things. It's like it's not a problem until it's a problem. So right now Rashad White is getting a lot of volume. And that's what you got to look at in fantasy football. I know that there's like a lot of like reports and stuff like that, but until you see it, or if it becomes like overwhelming, okay, like there's just talk about Sean Tucker looked good,
more like Sean Fucker.
Well, and that he would have been like one of the top 5 picks if it wasn't for this heart issue that he seems to get in control of. That the Bucks got to steal. The point is that Rashad White still is the main guy. So until you start seeing a timeshare, I would still go ahead and go with whatever belief you have in White. Should be shaken.
You have to hedge your bets on the rain game, bro. So running back, it's gonna get sloppy. You said the 2 games you said were the Bears Bucks and the Jags Chiefs. So I already know I'm shooting on all 4 of those guys. I'm shooting on White. I'm shooting on what's his name? Bears. Herbert. I'm shooting on ETN, as we already established, and I'm shooting on Pacheco.
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick while we're here. Let's talk about. I do want to get your thoughts on Pacheco, but Herbert, Rashawn Johnson. Okay, got a lot of Roshan Johnson got a lot of
awesome
play,
name,
right? And it was towards the fourth quarter. It was in the fourth quarter, basically. But Herbert was the one who started. Everybody's freaking out. Okay, Deontay Foreman wasn't used as much as I thought he was going to get used, and so was that because the game was out of hand? That you saw? Okay.
I still think Herbert's the guy. Yeah,
because there's a lot of Herbert managers. I'm not nervous about it because he's on my bench and he's like I can hold on to him right now. Yeah, thankfully I'm blessed. I can right now. We'll see what the next week brings. Lord, have mercy.
Mm-hmm.
But right now I can. So it's not. I'm not freaking out because I don't have to use him. If you have to use him, let's say if you had J.K. Dobbins and he's gone and the next guy on your bench, you weren't able to get. Algier, or you weren't able to get Kelly. So you're looking down your bench, you see Herbert. Would you start him with?
I would start Herbert.
Okay, all right, there we go. So all right, so 1 week doesn't give you enough data to make decisions on that. Unless it's a Kansas City wide receiver, then it's pretty easy. Those guys can't catch for crap.
For shit.
And he's spread it around, so it's like nobody's valuable there. Jamal Williams, James Conner, Tyler Algier. How do you look at all of them?
Shooting on all 3 of them.
Okay. I agree. I think Conner's gonna be a volume guy. Jamal Williams against the Panthers. What do you think?
We saw what the Panthers allowed happening to them on the ground last week. Mm-hmm. Hoping for more of the same. Starting a lot of these running backs. I'm starting Jamal Williams in a league. I'm starting Miles Sanders in both leagues. I'm starting Algier in the league. I'm probably going to start Pacheco because we have double flex leagues.
Yeah, talk about Pacheco. He didn't have exactly the kind of game you were hoping for last year.
I think he did. I mean, we still got to think about it from the scope of the way we're viewing it. Like during the Super Bowl, everyone was like, Pacheco's the guy. Right? Pacheco's the guy.
Right.
He carried them. And then it was like, he's injured. It's going to take a while for him to get back. It's going to be McKinnon. And everyone was like, Eclair sucks. And they declined his thing. So they don't believe in him. They think Pacheco's the best guy. McKinnon's the number 2 guy. But Pacheco, way ahead of the time frame, where if, in my opinion, you're viewing him like you're viewing Javonte Williams, ahead of schedule, and you like what you're seeing.
Okay. 71% chance of rain in that game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just throw that out there.
Hell yeah. That's why I'm all in on him.
Yeah, but I don't think
because he's the best back on the ground. He's the best actual runner.
That's right. Yeah, but I still think that Patrick Mahomes is going to throw a ton to Kelsey.
Unless he gets injured.
Another thing, man, it's going to be a wet
because of the Taylor Swift curse.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. All right, so Breece Hall, Najee, Miles Sanders, how you feeling about them?
Shooting on all 3. Excited the most about Breece Hall.
Even against that Dallas defense.
Once again, ahead of schedule. Did you see him on Monday night?
I did. He didn't. Yeah, I think he still needs to get. He's not up to where he wants to be. But I would ceasefire on him against Dallas. I just wouldn't do it. There already is a report saying that his snaps are still going to be monitored, be numbered. There's still Dalvin Cook there, and they're still playing against the Dallas defense, and the quarterback still is Zach Wilson. So yeah, I would ceasefire. I'm ceasefiring on all Jets for this week. It's really a situation you have to wait and see. I'm not overreacting to Garrett Wilson, but you have to wait and see. It's going to be a prove it. You have to. He's one of those guys that you put on their bench, and you got to wait to see and look and see. These Garrett Wilson. You have to see what's going to happen. But we'll talk about wide receivers later. So Najee, you're not worried about that. He's against the Browns.
I am a little worried.
Okay. So are you worried because of you're not worried? You're no longer okay. You're a Najee manager. You're not. Are you worried about Jalen Warren at all?
No, not really.
Okay, that's not the problem. It's the offensive line and way everything looked.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but you're also a Miles Sanders manager. How are you feeling about that?
Not probably the least happy about him out of all my guys.
Really?
They signed Tariq Cohen.
Yeah. Then I might let's talk trade after the show. Yeah. But they're going against the Saints, and that's a bad run defense.
I want to look at what you have.
Yeah, that is a strong run defense.
Yeah,
the Saints. So I wouldn't. Yeah, it's a ceasefire for Miles Sanders for me too. Javonte Williams against Washington. How you feeling about that?
Javonte Williams looked better than P. Ryan. There was a time I think where the Broncos went for it on 4th down, and they had P. Ryan out there, and P. Ryan just did not. He looked like an old man that didn't really have a step anymore. He's kind of just there. Javonte had a lot more spring in his step. So I think he's going to do good. I mean, I know Chase Young is back, but I think he's going to be the bright spot in the offense with the wide receivers banged up. Dulcich banged up. Judy, obviously.
Dulcich went out IR.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no Weird Yankovic for the Broncos for a month. Yeah. They're going to have to eat it.
Nice.
Yeah. Brian Robinson.
You know what? Greg Dulcich is going to do while he's on IR?
What's that?
He's going to get fat.
You know it. Yeah. Raheem Mostert, Brian Robinson Jr., Gus Edwards. Who's your favorite out of those 3?
Brian Robinson Jr.
I would say so. I'd rank the Robinson, Raheem, and the Gus Edwards.
Yep.
Yeah. The Ravens activated Melvin Gordon. I
think we said this at the same time last year.
Yeah. So it just It's going to be weird to see what's going to happen there. Again, I agree with Connor still that the only back to own in the Ravens backfield is Justice Hill because he gets passing work in the goal line.
Mm-hmm.
So and those are the valuable touches on that squad.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think that the passes are going to cut down. It's going to be like more Zay Flowers.
Because Mark Andrews is coming back.
That's correct. So it's going to be more Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews. And I don't see. Well, we'll see. But
I think if the Ravens are smart, there, it would be cool to see the Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers, and then Justice Hill actually utilize their weapons correctly.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting. Zay Flowers looked electric, and he looked
great.
Knew what he could do with the ball when he gets the ball in his hands. So it's gonna be fun to watch that. Lord bless him, please keep him healthy.
Please.
So Raheem Mostert. He had an injury scare, or it turned out to be a veteran rest day. He's definitely going to be the main guy, but it's against the New England defense. Yeah, I would cease fire on Raheem Mostert. Brian Robinson Jr., I like him. I would shoot on him against Denver. What would you say?
Yep.
Okay. All right. We already talked about, of course, Guess Those Words with ceasefire. And what about Justice Hill? Would you shoot on Justice Hill?
Against
Cincinnati.
Yes.
Okay, I would suggest
in the flex.
Okay, I would cease fire because I want to see how it all plays out. Okay, I want that to play out on my bench, not in my starting lineup. I just want to see if it all works out the way we're talking. One thing I thought about I'm trying to do going into this season is theory is great. Okay, when there's theory, I want theory, but I want it on my bench. Okay, I don't want to try out theory on my roster if I don't have to, in my starting roster.
Exactly.
Say. Yeah. Cam Akers, Kyron Williams versus the 49ers. How are we looking at that, man?
I'm starting Williams, and I'm shooting on Williams, and I'm cease-firing on Akers.
I'm cease-firing on all of it. Yeah, because I'm all the Rams, Stafford, on Puka Nacua. We're about to talk about wide receivers. Then Akers, Williams, Higbee, all of that. I'm cease-firing against San Francisco. Until further notice, I'm not really wanting to play anybody against San Francisco if I don't have to. But if it's a strong enough team, I will. But this one, I think we all agree the Rams are they surprised the Seahawks. But I'll tell you what, man, if they come out, it's week 2, so I would put them on the bench against theory. And if Cam Akers or Kyron Williams or Puka Nacua, Stafford, Higbee, they blow up on your bench, fine. Put them in next week. Then you got something great, right? But you're taking the SATs right now with San Francisco. Mm-hmm. So I would not want that in my starting lineup. And what did you say about Dalvin Cook? Are you a ceasefire or shoot? Because you said
I was shooting him in the flex. He's a half a shoot.
Okay, all right. Okay, he's a shoo, man. Shoo. Okay, all right. Let's move on to wide receivers. Okay, here comes these are easy, and I think that stop me if these are not must starts. Okay, so I'm just gonna shotgun through just for the people. So just to mention them: Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Those two have already played. Calvin Ridley, Chris Olave, Brandon Ayuk, Jalen Waddle, Mike Williams, DK Metcalf, Keenan Allen, D. Higgins. Okay, what?
Stop it, Keenan Allen.
So Keenan Allen is not a shoot.
He's not in the cool club.
Okay, but Mike Williams is.
Yeah.
Okay. I hardly
because he's tall.
I heavy disagree against that.
Well, you know what? Just because of that, they're both kicked out.
Okay, fine. Maybe you're a cool club, but if you're in the cool club that scores fantasy points, then they should be in that.
Well, you know what? Fuck Mike Williams. 2022.
Okay, good.
Fuck you, Mike Williams.
They're playing against Tennessee. All right, they have a strong run defense. We just went over this. We just said Merry Early Christmas to these managers, and now you're saying no.
We did joke about this. It's like it makes no sense. It's like Gabe Davis is like with arms wide open, but then Mike Williams is like, fuck you, Mike Williams.
It's different, but
it's different.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
No, but to me, these guys are like Keenan Allen. I think he's gonna have wide receiver 1 numbers.
You're more in on him than me. I've never been a big Keenan Allen
it's because he was the number one wide receiver last week, and they had a down week, and he did pretty good. So his floor is pretty strong. Yeah. So so against Tennessee, I think they're going to do really well.
Yeah, because they have to go to the. Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah. So that's yeah.
Speak your truth.
T. Higgins. That's the. How about you feel about T. Higgins?
Nah, man.
No. Okay.
Nah,
all right.
man.
Okay. So it's going to be Chase and. Oh yeah, because you're not a fan of Burrow. I am at the all is forgiven for Burrow right now and for the Cincinnati Bengals. So weather game. Burrow has small hands, can't hold on no ball like that.
Last week was a weather game.
Yeah, dude, it was really bad. Yeah, it was really bad weather. Yeah,
they're playing better weather this week.
Whenever he threw, it was slipping out of his hand. He tried a glove, it didn't work. Went without a glove, didn't work. So.
And who are the Bengals playing this week? The Ravens.
The Bengals. Yeah, they're playing against Baltimore. Yeah, but this is the home opener in Cincinnati. It's gonna be good weather.
I think the Bengals are gonna be okay.
I think so too. I think this is a get right game for those guys. So I would shoot on T. Higgins, especially with how you drafted him and where you are. Would you Zay Flowers or T. Higgins in the same game?
Zay Flowers.
I would do the same thing. Yeah, if I had to choose between the two, I would. Yeah, so we've already. Yeah, so there we go. Talk about Zay Flowers, Devontae Adams, CeeDee Lamb. How do you feel about those two? Adams against Buffalo, Lamb against the Jets.
Yeah, I'm starting both of those guys. Okay. Here's. I'm sorry. I'll ask you this after the show. I have a running back question.
Okay, well, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Miles Sanders or Pacheco.
Let me go back to see.
Asking for a friend.
No. You're looking right at your roster and you're asking for a friend. These are my friends on my roster.
No, I'm asking for a friend to tell me the correct answer.
Oh, okay. I would definitely go, if I had a choice between the two, no question, it would be Pacheco. Yeah, no question. Because you're looking at Jacksonville's going to be a rainy game. And then you're also looking against the Panthers against that Saints, man. I would rather put my running back against Jacksonville's defense than I would against the Saints defense.
So with that move, I have Mixon, Pacheco, Williams, and White in. I feel pretty good about that.
Okay, cool.
And Sanders on the bench. I have Pickens on the bench. And I feel pretty good about that.
All right, so how do you feel about Garrett Wilson?
I would start him in the flex. Theoretically, if he was on my team right now, I would start him over one of those running backs.
Yeah, I've already said that he's theory. I would want to put that on my bench, and let's just see what happens. Again, this is almost like the SATs. This is the SATs against Dallas, and so we'll see how that all goes. The gut just added Zay Jones.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to do. I'm looking around.
Okay. Yeah. How about you try doing a show? How about we do that? How about we do that instead of look at your freaking roster, man? All right. Deebo Samuel. How do you feel about him?
I'm not shooting on him.
No, he's firing against the Rams. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I can't say. But you are shooting on Ayuk.
Oh hell yeah.
Okay. All right.
He's the man, dude.
Yeah. How about between Mike Evans and Chris Godwin? Is it?
I'm gonna go Chris Godwin because it's a weather game.
See, I like Chris Godwin because I think that in preseason what I saw was he was the first read by Baker Mayfield in preseason.
Yeah, but I mean that's not what we. I don't know. I still think week 1 is more important than preseason.
Okay, well I just think that maybe week 1 the defense took out Godwin and that left Evans open. And then now they're going to overcorrect.
Okay.
And there might be Godwin there. Yeah. So I would say I would say shoot on both of them, but I would not be expecting. Remember, you got Mike Evans, and remember what Mike Evans does. Okay, so just remember that sometimes he makes you love him, sometimes he makes you hate him. Okay, so this might be a hate game, maybe. All right, but against that Chicago defense, that's so weak. Yeah, you shoot on both of those guys. Yeah. How about DeAndre Hopkins, Jahan Dotson, and Kendrick Bourne? How do you feel about those guys?
D-Hop for sure.
Yeah, I think he's over his ankle injury.
Yeah, he'll play.
Yeah, he practices full.
Bourne, that's Patriots, yeah?
Yeah, versus Miami.
Yeah. Shoot. And then the other guy you said was Watson, Packers?
Dotson.
Dotson, Washington, against Denver. Ooh, I don't know about that one. Denver has a pretty good secondary. I'm probably gonna fade Dotson if I have those other options out there.
And how about this? Okay, so Devontae Adams didn't really do well last week because of Patrick Surtain was on.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, and so that left the other guy free, which was Jacoby Myers, who had a phenomenal week. So here we go. Terry McLaurin.
You think he's going to get the Patrick Surtain?
Yeah, Patrick Surtain is going to go to Terry McLaurin.
Isn't Scary Terry kind of banged up right now?
He is kind of banged up, but he played, and he's considered their wide receiver one and the biggest threat, as far as the talent. Jahan Dotson is not.
You don't think the coach is smart enough to... I think if the coach is smart, he would put him on Dotson, and then he would make Scary play, because Scary Terry's injured, so he's not going to be at 100%. No. That's what I would do.
Okay, yeah.
But I see your reasoning. They're probably going to do what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would shoot on Jahan Dotson. Yeah, I have him in one of my leagues, and I'm excited to see what he's gonna do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Gabe Davis, Tyler Lockett.
Yes, Gabe Davis. I think Davis is gonna have a good week against the Raiders.
Yeah, they give up a lot of big plays, so yeah, he's definitely a shoot. Tyler Lockett, DJ Moore.
I'm ceasefiring on DJ Moore. I have DJ Moore in a league in the super awesome mega league. And I'm benching him, and I'm probably going to bench him in Freedom as well. I think I'm starting Gabe Davis over DJ Moore.
Dude, this is the second year in a row that DJ Moore has done stuff like this to you, man.
Did I draft him last year?
Yeah, you did.
On the Panthers?
Yes, you did.
Then I dropped him before he did good, right?
Well, he didn't. Well, I think so. Yeah. Well, but he didn't. He had mixed results. He wasn't what you were hoping for, So yeah, I was surprised. I remember you drafting him last year, so I guess you didn't remember.
I blocked it from my mind.
I think so. You should probably remember sometimes. Those who forget are destined to remember. Tyler Lockett. How do you feel about him?
Yeah, I'll shoot on him if I have him.
I would too. Yeah. Played against Detroit's defense, strong defense, but Lockett is kind of a safety blanket for Geno Smith, so I think that'll be a good thing there. How about these guys? These are like the new sweetnesses of this week. The ones that everybody are all of a sudden come back to me. I love you. One was an unknown, but these others, Michael Pittman Jr. Against the Texans, Romeo Doubs against the Falcons, and Puka Nacua versus the 49ers. How do you feel about those two?
I'm not doing Puka against the Niners.
No.
And he's banged up too.
Well, yeah, he is a little banged up, but I think he did practice in full on Friday. I think he did. But I think that's right. But yeah, he is banged up either which way you look at it. And it's against the 49ers, again, taking the SATs. I already said my piece on that. Dobbs, Pittman.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, Christian Watson I think he did not practice, then limited. That usually doesn't mean that if he is going to play, that if it would be
limited.
Yeah, he's not going to do well. Yeah, right, because the Packers do slow play their players. They don't push them too hard, right? And Dobbs now is removed from the injury report. He went limited, and then full practice. So they were taking him easy on his hamstring, which is usually a sign that they're going to be using him a lot. And if Aaron Jones doesn't play, then then he'll be a focus point. So yeah, absolutely shoot on him with confidence there. Michael Pittman Jr. Against the Texans. You saw what he did last week. People were like they hated him and now they love him. So how do you feel about him?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you have him, you need to shoot him. Yeah. I mean, shoot on him.
You shoot on him? Yeah. I would too. Cortland Sutton, Mike Thomas.
Neither of those guys.
Nico Collins.
Yes, Nico Collins, but neither of the other two guys.
And Elijah Moore.
Yes.
Just saying it again. Okay, and how about we mentioned his name briefly, but we didn't mention it. We didn't give an opinion. We talked about Jahan Dotson, but we didn't talk about Terry McLaurin. How do you think?
No, I'm not shooting on him.
Yeah, ceasefire on McLaurin. Absolutely right. Yeah,
I think he's getting banged up and he's entering a twilight-ish part of his career.
Yeah, and there's like a passing of trains here. You know, Jahan Dotson's going this way. You know, this way.
And nobody's talking about Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel had a pretty good week.
Yes, he did.
I'm keeping my eye on him.
Yeah, just enough to take the top off of Dotson. Yeah. All right, Deontay Johnson's out on IR. So how are we looking at the wide receivers there?
Not starting Pickens. Steelers are playing the Browns, and I'm not really feeling that game. I think the only person I would start, if any, is Najee. Speaking of which, asking for a friend, Najee or DJ Moore.
Oh God,
that's hard,
America.
Right?
Holy mackerel!
Najee against Cleveland or DJ Moore against Tampa Bay in the rain.
Dude, it's flex.
Yeah, it's flex.
Flex, okay, yeah, it's full point PPR. Anytime that this is the way I look at things. Anytime that the two are equal, because it sounds like they're equal, that's why it's hard, right?
Yeah.
Then look at the scoring format. Full point PPR. DJ Moore would probably have to be the guy you would have to go for, man.
Yeah, because the problem is I have Miles Sanders, Pacheco. Well, we can talk about this after this. It's another. I can show you my guys, and maybe we can figure it out.
Okay. Yeah. Unless you want to hijack the show again, that's cool.
I like doing that.
It sounds like it, but
It's
I follow
fun.
you, dude. Yeah, it's not like I'm on guard for it. It's like a puppy with a stick. Like I'm doing something. You're like, here's stick, come on. Like
I'm sorry.
after it. Christian Kirk, Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, no, Jacoby Myers is not going to play.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. But Christian Kirk, yes.
Okay.
And Zay Jones, if you're nasty.
Okay, yeah, I saw you pick him up.
Yeah.
Well, I did a nasty move today too.
Yeah. Zach Moss, if you're nasty.
Well, dude, okay, look. Okay.
Nah, hey, I don't want to.
Let me explain myself. All right. The way that I'm looking at it's week 2. All right, and what is just sitting there in the pool is a starter for an NFL team. At least somebody take a shot at. Let me just see what happens. Don't know what's going to happen. You know, if they ended up trading Jonathan Taylor, then he will probably be the starting guy because Deion Jackson didn't do anything to help.
Mm-hmm.
The other guy, Evan Hull, is on IR. He's all banged up. So last chicken in the shop. You know, so something just to put on your bench and for depth and in the event if something happens.
Le'Veon Bell coming out of retirement.
Oh, man. Yeah. Last time we heard that name was boxing or something like that.
Yeah, and he
guy.
lost.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy. Can't even do that right. Man, how about that, dude? Like,
you know, you want to know the funny thing? I think he lost to Adrian Peterson.
Oh, okay. That's respectable.
Yeah.
Drake London. I've showed.
No.
I'm ceasefire going off.
Never.
Passing. Yeah, passing.
Forever.
Yeah. Marquise Brown, Brandon Cook. No.
Bench.
No, Michael Gallup. Yeah.
Bench.
Marquise Brown, Michael Gallup, or Odell Beckham Jr.
Bench all of them. Don't start any of them.
Ceasefire. Traylon Burks. How you feel about him?
No.
Ceasefire.
You are not welcome to the party, sir.
Okay.
Please pass go. Do not collect $200.
Is there anybody that we mentioned that you might?
We
didn't mention.
No, I don't.
No roster questions.
No. I'll
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to tight ends real quick. Tight ends are a little bit faster. Yeah. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us right now. I know we kind of went into detail. Quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers are pretty detailed spots. But now we're starting to get into the easy ones. Okay.
Yeah, we're in the clear.
Yeah, we're about to land this plane here. Okay.
Yeah, we're almost done.
Tight ends. Travis Kelce, of course.
Mark
Andrews, right.
Hawkinson, you already started him, hopefully.
That's right. Yeah. Dude, I'm playing against Jefferson and Hawkinson in one league, and then Kirk Cousins in the other.
Nice.
Yeah, that's why I loaded up my roster to be these are among my most superpowered people that give me the most points because I'm already 30% chance of winning.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, so Hunter Henry. How do we feel about him?
Yeah, you're starting him.
Yeah. Evan Ingram.
You're shooting on him. You're shooting on him.
George Kittle.
You're shooting on him.
Darren Waller.
You're shooting on him.
And what do you think about that hamstring thing that he got?
Yeah, we're just gonna.
Like he said that it's different than the hamstring injury they had before. It's a nerve thing, and he's going to play through it. But what it is, he said, it's keeping him from hitting his top speed.
That's not good.
No, that sounds like a problem there. You've already said David Njoku.
Keep a look on him, and like I said before, keep a look on Kelsey. And
exciting, huh?
Yeah, exciting or nerve-wracking, and they might get, but we'll see. Njoku, yes. My guy, I was talking to you about him all week. I'm really excited about him. Hayden Hurst.
Yeah, Hayden Hurst is definitely.
I think he's going to be the guy.
An interesting start. Yeah, it's against the Saints. All right, they're great against tight ends, and they just blanked out Chigakonkwo.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but you're still saying he's a good shoot
because of just the rookie quarterback. He seems to be his favorite guy.
He's the blanket. Okay.
He's the blanket.
Okay. All right. Okay.
When Linus wants his blanket, he gets his blanket.
Chig, what do you think, Chigakonkwo?
Against the
Chargers.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because the Chargers will score points. Okay. So it can't be Henry.
Okay. Yeah, they're vulnerable.
R.I.P. Derrick Henry, fantasy relevance.
It's starting. It's starting to happen. Yeah. This is what I was worried about with Henry. I would until again the same thing with look at Henry like you do with White. That until it happens, it hasn't happened. So don't worry about it until it happens. But the snap share thing with Spears is a real thing, and this is what I was talking about regarding Derrick Henry. Here we're saying what I was worried about whenever they did Haskins last year, but Haskins wasn't good enough to be a threat. Spears is, so that's what I was worried about. But let's go back to tight end. Sam Laporta, Dalton Kincaid.
No, neither of those guys.
Really?
Well, Laporta, yeah, but not Kincaid.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Not
against
yet.
Against Vegas.
I want to wait and see.
Okay. All right. Okay. So ceasefire, but keep him on your bench. Frymouth is probably banged up. So he'd be a sit fire. And if it's in the rain, that's not good. Cole Kmet, Luke Musgrave. How do you feel about those guys?
Yes. Cole Kmet. I don't know who the other guy is.
Luke Musgrave?
Yeah.
Guess what team?
The Bucks.
I'll give you one more guess.
The Bears.
The Packers, man.
He's
the rookie tight end. Jeez, dude. He's playing against the Falcons, and the Falcons was the team that Hayden Hurst just did well against.
Oh, okay.
All right, and then now you don't have Christian. You might not have Christian Watson or Aaron Jones.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Luke Musgrave's a great. Yeah, great. Yeah.
No, I mean, obviously you read into these things a lot more than I do. I didn't know it like that.
Well, I had to be a little more prepared. Yeah. Okay, we already talked about Kyle Pitts and Tyler Higbee. How about Fergie? Jake Ferguson from the Cowboys versus the Jets.
No.
Yeah. I don't like, even though we said Merry Early Christmas to Gallup, I'm still really nervous about any of the Dallas passing game right now.
Yes.
So I would ceasefire on all of that right now. Yeah. Gerald Everett, Juwan Johnson.
No.
Okay. Dalton Schultz.
No.
Yeah. Logan Thomas.
No. But I'm looking with eyes at him, waiting for him to show me he has the potential to sweep me off my feet.
Yeah. Let me go. Okay. Logan Thomas?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I remember he used to be good. I'm like, maybe he'd be something.
Well, Jahan Dotson, Sam Howell's guy, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Dalton Schultz.
No.
Yeah, I was just gonna go in a little detail. His targets was behind the wide receivers. So as far as how many he got, so that's not good. Juwan Johnson. I mean, even though he is very interesting, the Panthers. I mean, they just shut down Kyle Pitts. I don't know if that looks good. So I don't know if that was more Atlanta's scheme or if it was Carolina.
We don't know if Carolina or Atlanta shut down Kyle Pitts.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right. All right. Any tight ends that we might have missed?
No, those are the tight ends I like.
All right. How about defenses? Just real quick. Again, I'm going to mention them, and let's go shooters. Ceasefire. Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess the Jets. Yeah. Absolutely.
I think that's going to be a nice slop fest.
Okay. Here's my feeling. There are 3 defenses, in my opinion, that you go ahead and shoot on no matter what the matchup is right now.
The Jets.
Okay, Jets.
The Cowboys. The Niners.
And the Niners, right. Those are 3 that you just go ahead and you shoot on them no matter what the matchup is because they're good enough right now. The Jets are still a little, we'll see how that offense and what pressure it puts on them. But what we've seen, they're really, really good. So I'd be okay with them. You always go and shoot on them until they give you reason not to. How we feeling about the Bills and the Saints and the Giants?
Bills good. I had the Giants. I'm fading the Giants. I love the Saints. I'm mad I didn't get the Saints in any of my leagues.
I lucked out. Getting the Saints.
Yeah, you and my buddy Alec, boys. Yeah.
They have a really good schedule for a while. Yeah. But, okay, so the Saints. What about the Giants, dude?
Not fading the Giants. At Arizona, I'm fading them.
You're fading them? Okay,
fading them.
They haven't showed me any reason to believe in them yet. Okay, and that's the problem, is that what we saw, but I don't know if week 1 was what the Giants are going to be. Okay, and if that's what they're going to be, then we got problems. I'm going to go ahead and offer Zach Moss for Saquon right now, if that's the way the Giants are going to be. Right. Because that's just the way it's going to look. But I don't know what they're going to be against Theory. I'd rather have Theory on the bench. In this case, in the pool. Broncos. How you feel about Broncos versus Washington?
Yeah, I'll start him.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad start. Definitely shoot on them.
Shoot on them.
Yeah. Browns, you've already said.
Shoot on the Browns. Shoot on the Lions.
Yes, the Lions.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Lions again. Did we mentioned it? I don't know if we did it on the show or if I told you about it earlier about how they have Hutchinson, Aiden Hutchinson. So he's going to wreak havoc, and he would have done so. Oh, it wasn't before the show. He would have done so if the refs would have done their job and called the flag on the lineman, but they didn't do that. They let him line up like a slot receiver or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nuances. Steelers, Buccaneers. How do you feel about any of those guys?
I'm probably not starting either of those defenses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and see, I'm really worried about. I wanted to make sure and highlight those two. Steelers is pretty easy because they're a little banged up, so it's difficult to trust them. But the Buccaneers, they've been like a really darling pick because they're playing against the Chicago Bears, right? And so they're going to be playing. Oh, hang on now. They're playing against the Chicago Bears in the rain. Okay, we just talked about Justin Fields. Yeah, I would go and shoot on him, dude. I just realized that. Because everything's different. Everything's different in my mind. Yeah, I think. Now I just mentioned that, I was like, okay, Justin Fields, yeah, they're worth a shoot, absolutely. What about Indianapolis against the Texans or Texans against Indianapolis?
I don't want to start either of those defenses.
Yeah,
I also want to go on the record saying Baker Mayfield talked shit about the Houston Astros, so I'm actively rooting for him to get benched.
Oh, who cares, man? Dude,
I do. That's who.
It can only affect you if you're allowed.
Well, he played for A&M in Oklahoma, so this is very southern Oklahoma of him.
Okay. Indianapolis has been a darling pick where everybody was like, oh, this is going to go against C.J. Stroud. I think they're a fine play. The offensive line for the Texans is banged up. We're not even sure if it's going to be C.J. Stroud. It still might be Davis Mills because Stroud showed up with a shoulder issue. So he's questionable. That could be a problem. I think that all those things, I'm still happy with Dameon Pierce, even though at the line situation, he had a bad line last year and he did well, so I'm not worried about that. But if there is a chance on the dropbacks that the Colts will be able to get to the quarterback pretty easily with the way everything is set up. So the Indianapolis Colts, I think they're an okay play, a low play, but they're okay. How do you feel about the Packers against Atlanta, Chargers against Tennessee? Any of those two guys?
No, not really. Oh, I'm more interested in the Lions. That was my pickup.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about the Chargers, but I like the Chargers better than like Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
The Packers, I'm nervous because their weakness traditionally has been running, and we already talked about what Atlanta likes to do, so that's a problem. So that's how I feel about those guys. Ravens, the Ravens against Cincinnati. Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I'm excited for this game. I want to see the Bengals beat the living shit out of the Ravens.
I think they're going to, because the Ravens are banged up in the secondary, and of course the Cincinnati, when they do well, they throw, and they need to get a right game. All the stars are aligning. They really are. I don't know, man. Patriots, they did really good, but against Miami,
hell no, dude.
No. How about the other side, Bengals versus the Ravens?
No.
Okay.
No.
Chiefs. Did we mention the Chiefs?
I don't think we should start either of those defenses.
Okay, even though Chris Jones is back?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I think that is it. That is it, man.
All right.
Yeah, we made it to the end of the shooter ceasefire. Yeah. So, as far as kickers go, man, just check the weather. Don't anybody that's playing in the Jags Chiefs. Oh man, I got Harrison Butker. Look at that. I'm still gonna shoot on it.
I have the Miami kicker. I'm golden.
Yeah, you're fine.
And I have Tucker in my salary league.
I have him in one of my leagues.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So that does it. Yeah, that does it for today's show. Yeah, unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
Nope.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. If you enjoy the content that we provided, please make sure and hit the like button and the subscribe button. Okay, let us know that you're out there loving the show. And tell a friend. Yeah, don't keep it secret, but even though between the Connor and I, between the two of us, we've won the championship of the past 5 years, so each one of us has won, in each of the years, starting 5 years ago. So
hopefully we're gonna make it 6.
Lord willing, we'll see what he says. Yeah, but so make sure to click that bell, okay, and so that you'll get all type of announcements, because we do shorts. Connor we were talking about Connor doing his over and unders, right?
Yep.
You're gonna do a short for your over and under, so yeah, make sure to check that out. And those are real important, everybody. Over and unders are extremely important because it helps you realize which games you can go ahead and invest in and expect higher fantasy points. Okay, so if you see like a low over and under, that might be one, like if you're trying to choose between two players, that might help you make a decision between the two. So check those over and unders. Those are real important, especially when you get up to like the 50s, 45, 50s. Those are golden. So yeah, make sure and keep an eye out that Connor's going to be doing shorts so you can see that. So make sure and click that bell. You're going to want to get that alert that's going to be there. It's very valuable information. And make sure to check out Connor's book, You Know Too Much, is on Amazon. Check out my radio show, Drive Time Sports with Charlie and Brian. It's on highvolumemusicradio.com. It's every Thursday, 4 to 6. So make sure to check that out. It's a lot of fun. So, on behalf of Connor, we got Marshall and me, your humble host, Brian the Amigo Baldwin. I want to thank you for watching. I hope that this year is an even better year than the last. So, parting shots.
Yeah, the first 3 weeks of the season are when you really got to play the waivers. So I'm just going to beat my drum the same way I beat it last week. Play the waivers, be looking, during the game, and try to get good guys in while there's still good guys out there.
Oh yeah, because it'll dry up fast. That's
why, yeah.
That's why I did Zach Moss, because that was like really like.
That's why I did Zay Jones.
It's really like he like wants to take shots on.
Yeah.
So it's a good point. My parting shot, important one, really important one. All right, really succinct and important. The round you drafted somebody doesn't mean diddly now. Okay, don't mean diddly. All right, nothing. So whatever round you drafted such and such player, It's all out the window. Don't think about it when it comes to trades. Don't think about it when it comes to start-sit decisions. Don't think about it even when it comes to dropping players that are not producing. It doesn't matter what round you drafted them. They are on your team. They are there. And then you go from there. They're a commodity, okay? Treat them as such. If it's something that's working well, then use them. If it's not, then replace them and move on.
With that being said, we're also in week 1, so you shouldn't be dropping your 3rd round pick if they're healthy.
Well, I mean, unless you drafted Brock Purdy.
No, but if you drafted like Najee Harris.
Oh, no. I mean, yeah, you don't give up on players.
Yeah,
But my point is that, like, let's say that somebody comes to you and they're wanting to trade you Zay Jones, like Zay Flowers for Najee Harris. Okay?
Right.
That would be something you would consider, right?
Probably not, actually.
Okay.
I would want a running back.
Okay, let's say how about
Pierce for Harris, something like that.
Pierce? Hell no, because those are high draft picks. This doesn't work with it
Because they're both high.
How about if you had Eckler? Okay, and then they offered like Kelly for Najee.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're wanting to get a direct replacement. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a problem.
I see what you mean.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying is that whenever it comes to that. Look at the value of the player. There's some really good stuff that people drafted late, and there's some really bad stuff people drafted early. Yeah, so just make sure and keep that all together and keep that sane, so you don't make stupid decisions like I'm not going to trade my 2nd round draft pick that's not producing at all for your 5th round that's like a world beater. You know, it's stupid. All right, let's go ahead and you know what? I was just thinking a good example would be like not trading Garrett Wilson for Calvin Ridley because
that's a good one.
Yeah, because Wilson is a 2nd round and Calvin Ridley's like maybe 5th round. You know? So that's where like that's a good example. All right, let's go ahead and close out the show. Help me with the last line, Connor. Remember, everyone, in fantasy football, as in life,
don't dream it, be it.
All right, excellent.